any kind in a show that happens to be really special, that we want to call out to you for something very specific. In this case, the fact that this top find has sold out all 3 days it has been presented. It's from a brand called Absolutely Lobster. They are lobster tails with butter, but what I love about what you're seeing here is that these were all done, believe it or not, in the microwave. Your feature price is expiring, and those 4 easy payments that you're getting are expiring at the end of the day. There's no auto delivery, so make sure you stock up if you've already liked these in the past. Allison Barshak is with us, and she has been a seafood chef for years. You were actually a seafood chef at one of the top rated restaurants in the entire country, so
Yes.
it's nice to have you
Hello,
back.
Sharon.
Hello.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
This, you know, I bet you there's a lot of people who say this can't even be done. It couldn't be done. A lot of people think
Yes.
you cannot microwave lobster. Well, it's got to be done very specifically, and
It
you
does.
really cracked the code on how to do this properly.
I did.
And why was that? How did you come to do this in the microwave?
Because I have to cook dinner every night for my family.
Yeah.
Actually, my husband.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's hard to cook dinner every night and come up with something new every night.
And not just go out all the time.
Exactly. And, you know, I had a restaurant, I had a large staff, and we would, you know, they helped me make things. But I'm on my own now, okay? I don't
at
have a
home.
staff anymore. And, you know, I wanted to be able to cook lobster at home and not have a mess, not have to have any issues, and I wanted it to be delicious.
And you're getting 10 of these 6-ounce lobster tails. So you're getting 10 6 ounces. The butter is already in the package, so we're going to talk about how that creates this wonderful broth. So if you want to do these on top of pasta or dunk some bread in it, it's delicious. But what I love about what you're doing is that you just pulled the meat out of the lobster tail and just
I
took your
did.
kitchen shears. And you
Yes.
didn't have to be all fancy about how to get the meat out of the shell, but it ends up fantastic. So
It comes right out.
so when they get these at home, the lobster tails are all individually packaged, correct?
They are, Sharon. This is what it will look like when you get them at home, and they're split. They're packed with the butter, and we cleaned them already, so they're deveined.
Right.
And all you do is you put a knife right here and make a slit.
And that is
okay?
the butter that we're seeing that you just put the
Yes.
slit in right there, then
Yep.
the lobster tail is underneath.
And the butter is 83% butter fat content.
Why is that important?
So because butter, a lot of butter has a lot of water in it.
Right?
So the more fat there is, the less water.
Okay.
So it mixes with the juice and creates a broth as opposed to adding more liquid to it.
Right.
So, and it's from Vermont. It's from a small dairy, handmade butter, and
So-
no growth hormones, no antibiotics. And then this is what we do. It's this
So
simple.
you put the slice in the top, and
Yep.
then you're just popping it in the microwave from
gonna put-
frozen. So
from
we did not have
frozen.
this out, right?
You have to cook it from frozen.
Okay.
Hit
How
start.
long?
3 minutes. That's it.
3 minutes.
Yep.
3 minutes in the microwave, lobster tail dinner. You had a long day at work. You're coming home. You're in a bad mood. Stuff was going on at work, and what you really want is something to make you feel better when you get it home, and you don't want to go to a restaurant. You just want to go home. This is the most delicious, amazing way to enjoy lobster because, again, look at what Allison's doing. She's just using her kitchen shears,
Yep.
and she's cutting up the meat. So this could be part of your lobster pasta dinner that you just made for yourself just because you felt like
Well,
it.
no cutting board. So, you know, I don't want to
awesome.
dirty anything, right? You know, I'm in there, I pop it in the microwave, I take it out. I don't want to dirty another
Really?
thing, right?
No pots
Right?
to clean with
And
this.
it
You
comes
throw
with
this
its
the
own
outside away.
sauce.
So that's just it. So the butter, along with what's inside the lobster, is creating the broth, which
Right.
usually that's the part that's lost with lobster. No one
You know-
creates a broth out
right,
of lobster.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a broth with clams, you get a broth with mussels, you get a broth with everything, but where is the broth with the mussel? I mean, with the lobster.
Here it is. So when you're serving this, I mean, some suggestions, and I will recommend that if you're doing this for the first time, don't let a drop of this broth and butter sauce disappear.
I need you to.
Have some, oh, is this a piece of bread for me? Any kind of bread you recommend or any
Just,
kind?
I love the crusty Italian or French bread. But I want to show you, do you see like how it's a little bit,
So
a little bit
full-flavored.
red here, how it has
Yeah.
that beautiful color?
Yes.
That's because these lobsters are right out of the water.
Okay.
Right out of the water. And the color stays, like the red of the lobster right here, that will go, that's what that is.
Look at that.
Okay?
This has sold out all 3 days this has been presented, and it is the last day you're seeing it. at the featured price of $179.82, and you're getting a total of 10 of them. Lobster in 3 minutes, right out of your freezer, completely goof-proof to be able to do this at home, and your shipping is included. So since we have no auto delivery on it, some people, I highly recommend obviously the 4 Easy Pays. When it comes to lobster, there are some seafood dishes that are more of a considered purchase for food, but this is the thing. We give you the Easy Pay to bring it home and try it, because it can change how you cook at home, especially if you are having a gathering and you do want to do something really special for 4th of July, but cooking lobster frankly freaks you out. You don't want to overcook it. There's ways you can do it wrong. You can't do this wrong. You've got a microwave.
You
just
cannot do it wrong. And I know that a lot of people are grilling on the 4th of July, and I mean, you're picking up the potato salad from the refrigerator. So all you do is pop it in, go out to the grill, okay? Finish grilling your steaks, and you come back and the lobster's done. But what a friend of mine did was she really wanted to grill the lobster tails, and what she did was she par-cooked them, for 2 minutes, not 3 minutes. Okay.
In the microwave.
In the microwave.
So started it off.
Yep.
So for someone that doesn't know what par cooked means, if they're not a chef, that just means you started off?
Yes.
Okay.
So we do it for 2 minutes. She took it out of the microwave while the tails were almost finished. She skewered them, and then she put them on the grill with her steaks.
So you can still do that.
And I have to tell you, I said to her, can you send me a picture of the finished product? And she said, my kids ate them all so fast that I don't have a picture for you. Okay?
She had nothing left to
She
photograph.
had nothing left.
And you know, we have those 2-ounce filet mignon medallions from Stelli's coming up later on in the show, which I kind of see as a delicious meal over there on the side of the table. But this is the most goof-proof way you can do lobster and know that it's going to be at the ready, no thawing, there's no work other than pressing some buttons and opening the package. It's all done for you. That's why those 4 Easy Pays of less than $45 a month are such a good way to go. And you've really thought about everything, because you know where the you can trace where the lobsters are coming from. The butter you wanted to source from a very specific place. You didn't just throw this together.
No, and we work with a very small lobster company. 2 brothers own it, and it's on the docks in Portland. And you know, they trace every single lobster to each boat and each fisherman. Okay? And you know, Maine lobsters are sustainable. They're cold water tails. This just popped out of the microwave. So it's a little hot. It's a lot hot. I'm going to give it a minute.
Sometimes you need to give it a second.
Yes.
Get a good pair of kitchen shears, and then you're able to open the whole thing up, and then you get the aroma of that amazing broth.
And that was the one that we popped in the microwave.
That we just took out. You see how it's still steaming?
Yep. And that's the other thing about this. These lobsters stay super hot because you're not losing any of the moisture. So that moisture is the steam, and it keeps them hot for a really long time.
That's funny that you say that, because you know, even when I go to a restaurant, there are so many times where I feel like that lobster tail, that first bite is nice and warm, and then it cools off so quickly. So that actually enables it to stay warmer for a longer period of time. All you need is a pair of kitchen shears. You don't need fancy knives. You don't need fancy cutting boards. You don't need fancy anything. All you need is a fork.
That's all you need.
And if you would like to have a bowl for the broth with the bread, or I would really love to do this as a pasta dish and let this broth be the sauce for the pasta.
Just throw a little parsley on there.
Oh my gosh.
Some veggies along with it. One of the questions I get asked the most is, can I cook 2 tails at once? And the answer is, you have to cook 1 tail at a time.
Why? Why is that?
It's just the microwavable process. And
to make sure it cooks correctly.
Yes, to make sure it cooks correctly. So you don't want to cook it for, you know, twice as long. You cook 1 at a time, but it's only 3 minutes. And the tail stays hot.
It'll still be warm while you're cooking the other one.
That's right. So that one, we cooked it while we were
standing right here.
That's right, and here it is.
And it's ready to go. So it's in 50225, 10 of them, 6 ounces. So you're getting a lot of lobster tail here, but this is the last day you're seeing it at the featured price. The price and the Easy Pay are expiring at the end of the day. So stay where you are if you want to place your order. It's the only lobster I believe we have in the show. Allison, a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Sharon.
That's the first of our 2 top finds. The filet mignon medallions are the second of our 2 top finds. They'll be coming up shortly as well in the second hour, or third hour, I think.